it's a lovely compliment you gave to our Fiji team, saying if they play their style, they could be the best, best in the world.
Well, I've seen them play and I've played against them.
Yeah, sure.
And they are. They're fantastic players, but they just get bogged down in certain teams. They just get a bit sort of intimidated instead of saying, right, don't care about them, let's just play our game. You know, and I've seen them in tournaments where the Kiwis want to physically bash them, and then they forget about rugby, want to bash them.
Yeah.
As soon as that happens, you're gone. You know.
Now, just getting back to the World Cup and 15s.
Yep.
Your thoughts? There's an incredible player. I was watching. He got injured actually in the semis, I think, and in the quarterfinals. Francois Steyn.
Yep.
He plays. I think he was playing at 13 during the
World
Cup. But
12, I think.
12, is it? Yeah. And what was incredible to me is like this guy's like drop kicking from almost halfway line. He's lining up and scoring deep inside the opponents.
Yeah. As soon as that penalty was awarded, he made his way infield and was the first man to the ruck pointing at the post. He's extremely confident he's got the distance, and from what we saw pre-game, it certainly won't be a problem for him.
Deacon Manu asking the questions again, though, a little uncertain about that.
Well, distance won't be a problem. That's a long, long kick, and it's a beauty.
Is he a freak of nature, or is that something that you feel will be, as years go by, will be the norm in rugby?
Well, I mean, he's a player that when I was at Natal, he was there as well.
Yes.
And as the skills coach, I was the kicking coach as well.
Right.
And I said, Francois, I said, you've got to learn to kick left foot. At this level now, if you're, he's won a World Cup at 21.
That's right.
And not many people have done that. But I don't think he still relies on his right foot. Great players learn. And he's playing in France, and he's, I think a lot of sportsmen, when their dads or their families involved in management, there's a few problems.
Right.
But Francois is a great player. I just think that he's got to go that next level now.
At Racing Metro, of course, you got a good espoir, good youngster set up there with lots of young players coming through. Oh, look at that! It's a drop goal attempt. It's absolutely massive. Look, oh my word!
Oh my Lord!
Where did that come from?
He's hit that from 60, and
that is remarkable.
That could have gone over another 30 metres.
That's 60. Bang! Oh my good gracious me! That is absolutely astonishing.
He could have hit that from about the 22 and it went over.
I've never seen anything like it.
He's been around. You can't rely on just drop kicking from. He's got to say, right, if I'm going to be an inside set number 12, he's got to learn to play. And speaking to Dick Muir before the Australian game, that was a big loss for South Africa. It was Francis Steyn. But again, they've always, Pat Lambie's the next guy up. He's a young guy. He's very small, but he's very good. So they always find players. And that's what I mean, you're not there forever.
Yeah.
So you've got to be on the top of your game every game, because if you don't, you get dropped, the next guy comes in and you're forgotten.
But you're quite happy because I can see the game is starting to be very much dependent on long range kicking, you can see that. And now we're moving from halfway into the opponent's half. There was some talk that they might try and cap it at halfway, because otherwise you'd be having people playing. What's your view?
Well, I mean, that's it. You don't give penalties away. If you know you've got a goal kicker that can kick from halfway, you make sure you're not in the wrong position of the oval at the wrong time of the game. That's common sense, Discipline's a big part of rugby. And go back to Fiji, and I think that's one of their biggest problems, is discipline. When they're actually disciplined, they're very good. But when they're not, they just lose it. And they've got to actually realise not to get involved, calm down, and just play what they know how to play.
Now, just one question on an all-time great like you, and he's also a winger, John Olombo. What's your thoughts on him? You've played against him. What's your general thoughts about him as a player?
Shouldn't have been on the wing. Should have been in the scrum.
Really? Bullshit.
Well, I had to mark him.
That's why you're saying
it's not fair.
Once again, Bishop has it for the 4th time. Pass out to Lomu. Underwood can't take. This is the big man, Lomu. He's still on his feet. Lomu could score. That's a great try for New Zealand.
What is a frightening prospect. Here, the pass even goes astray. He had to go and ferret for it, and back he got it well. But look at the power of that man. They try to tackle him. He just seems to slip out of it. Cat tries to tackle him, and beautiful try.
Look, Jonah came along at a time where he was unbelievable. He was great with the ball, but as a winger, he was a very lazy winger because he never actually helped his other winger on the other side.
Right.
When someone made a break, you always saw Jonah walking because he was interested in scoring tries.
Sure.
And fortunately, I suppose that's what the world wanted to see him do. For us little wingers, we had to do a lot more to try and stay in the side. And that's, he was one of those players that came along and just took the world by storm, and, he became one of those great players.